And then at one point, we will present an opportunity for you to ask questions, and we'll go from there. All good? Okay, so introductions, bam.
I'm Daniel Grishkowiak. I am co-writer and producer and much, much more for Misfit Heights, which is a puppet zombie musical premiering tonight at 10. And tomorrow at 6.
Where?
I'm going to see too. It's a premiere.
Zombies, the whole
Yes, and we get them soon. So,
Where is the room?
Capital One.
You have
I'm Kate Chaplin. I'm the executive producer and writer of Leah Not Leia that is actually showing tomorrow at 8 o'clock as part of the Comedy Shorts block. I also just finished up my first feature film, which is called Ingenue, and it's being paired with a short called Dream Job. So a lot of the budgeting and finance I'll probably talk about is about a movie that's going to come out in March.
How many of you have been to some of the panels where I've already introduced myself to make sure I'm not? Okay, so hi, I'm Emmanuel Camacho. I'm here as the executive producer for one of the executive producers for I'm so exhausted. I apologize. The Fellowship Rise of the Gamers, but by trade I am a professional project manager. I produce, I direct, I write. I work on a variety of ranges. I go from independent to working in studios. I work with animation. I work with video games. I do features and I do series and web series. I'm kind of across the board because I keep myself completely viable. So I'm a masochist. That's the best word I can use. So I think I've said it like 3 times. It's gonna get old. Yeah, it's fun.
And it hasn't slept since sometime.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Joel, right? Yeah. Hi, I'm Dave Sharkey. I'm what's called a creative producer out of Seattle, and one of 2 parts of remote viewing apparatus is our umbrella.
Collaboration.
Different production companies. I'm a creative producer who also directs and writes. And for this panel, I'm going to put a disclaimer in that you need to know that I am one of the beta testers for Movie Magic's budget and scheduling software.
I love you.
Yeah, just I have been from the beginning, so yeah, I'm sorry if it doesn't work for you.
Just saying.
Beta. I'm a beta. See, I get weird.
Beta solves all.
Yeah.
My name is Javier Valenzuela, and I'm here because I directed the first episode of our web series called Game Nights, about a bunch of gamers who voice their animated characters and we do adventures. It's a very parody South Park type of show, and our series is the first episode is screening in the indie series block tonight at 7 p.m.
I'm David Stonebreaker. I'm a filmmaker, which includes directing, writing, producing. I directed Face of Fear, which is showing here on Saturday at 11:30, so if you're still up, which is good. Please come see it. I'm producing a film called Decimation next month, and I'll be also shooting 2 other films that I'm directing and wrote called Oh My Mummy and Karma Factory in the coming months. And I'm going to be trying to fundraise them too, so I made cards to bring to Gen Con. I mean, these are good things to bring to where we go.
And the moderator, Thomas Gofton, the producer of Canada Television. And so, I guess when's Staff Engine is playing?
Senator is playing as part of one of the comedy blocks.
Comedy Block. There's a film that I produced this year. I don't know what it's playing. It's just, yeah, check it out.
I'll get that in a second.
It's about wizards getting into a nightclub. It's funny. So anyway, it's just for fun. It's just a fun film. Yeah. You saw that one? Yeah. It's also Young Merlin in it. So. Anyway,
And this series won Best Series last year.
No, I'm back because I love Chuck and the gang.
Which was that?
Mine's that. The one that's now on TV. We're going to TV. Okay, so let's start with the big questions, I guess. First with the audience. So audience here, who here is independent producers or looking to finance your film? This is what independent producers and has produced a series. Looking to produce a series or something, produce something, film. Yeah, loaded questions, right? So, okay, so going back to the audience, or to the panel here, financing. Holy hell, right? Is that not the term? Where do you get it? How do you get it? What do you spend? Right? Where should we start? Where do you want to start? You want to start talking? I mean, I can start with how I financed my first round.
Financing, as far as, like, I guess I can speak more for the very independent, almost no budget kind of films and stuff, but financing on that level is almost anywhere you can get it. We started with Misfit Heights as far as making a investment packet that was mostly distributed to our family and friends. And they themselves then were like, cool, this is awesome, let's distribute it a little further, and they went out a little further, and we actually raised enough money to do it. One of the best advices I got from the book, from making an independent series, was if you're gonna make an independent series and you're trying to raise money, make 3 budgets. One is your overall ungodly amount of money that you wish you could always get. One is the middle ground that you want to get, and the other one is the least amount of money that you can make the film off of. And you aim for the highest, and then when you get wherever you end up getting, you can look at those budgets and say, I'm here, so now I got this budget, and we'll go with this, I can make this film happen. But then you at least know your lowest, and if you can't get that, then you know when you can and you can't make that film. So that's, I guess, my advice. I don't know.
Yeah, so.
I really recommend, I've made this, a couple weeks ago was my 14th production that I've done. And the very first one I paid for out of pocket completely on my own, hired my husband and my 4-year-old daughter at the time to be my actors, and basically tried to do everything that I could to figure out where I suck at. So that then for the next movie, I would know who I would need to hire that would be able to fill in for those areas. For example, I know lighting, can't get it right to save, myself. So I knew that I would need to actually pay somebody and hire somebody who knew how to do lighting. So that next film, it was family and friends. And the reason why I recommend then going family and friends is because you are telling people who love you already, this is what I'm doing. They're your first fans. They set the foundation for who's going to be your support system and out there. From there we went, friends of friends, friends of family, posting on social network sites and things like that to, bring more people into it. So with each production, we're always updating with, hey, we're doing it again. We're crazy as we can be. Whether you couldn't help last time, maybe you can help this time. If you helped last time, at least you spread the word, tell somebody, and that sort of thing. So I've made films for $0, $23 to 10 grand. So those are the budgets I fall under because I know that's how much money I can raise. I only make the films for how much money I really realistically think that I can raise. And that's in my scope.
I kind of have more of a traditional sense in terms of, from my education, my background, how I kind of got started in this industry. I usually would utilize concepts from professional project management, from risk assessment, SWOT analysis, scenarios by metrics and commercial validity of certain scenarios. Then I would take what I have in front of me, if it's something that's presented in front of me to produce, and bring in someone like a line producer that is specifically, their purpose is to essentially create budgets. Take that material that we present, whether it's an executive summary without the financing, just the whether it's a treatment. Does everybody here understand what a treatment? Knows what a treatment is? Because sometimes I don't want to use jargon if you're not familiar with it. Take treatment or some type of proposal and then give it to a line producer based on a vision or an idea. As an executive producer, sometimes this is a hard scenario because sometimes the executive producer is not the creative. Sometimes the executive producer might just be the finance, or he might just be the operations. So you want to include whoever is creating this world or this universe or this, and have them work with you to work with the line producer. Line producer can create your budget, and then based on that budget that you have, I would take that and work on something that's referred to as a proper executive summary that breaks down what that budget is for. And then kind of what he tapped on, which is exactly what you would do whether it's independent or if you're trying to pitch it to a studio. You start off where what you want to make, from the indie side, your dream project. What you need to make this exactly the way you want it without having any issues. Think George Lucas if he had what he had now versus what he had before. In his words, I wanted this and I couldn't make it then, whether you like the new ones or not. Your middle ground and then your bottom. And then then you create 3 budgets based on all that, and this is what you utilize to see what you can raise, what's within the ability to raise. And then what she kind of tapped on is the most important, I think, suggestion, based on even my traditional business-based model, which is work with what you can raise, and that's your budget. Don't, without getting too flowery on this, if you can't raise the budget that you specifically want, it doesn't necessarily mean you cannot make a movie.
but always ask for the big budget first.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Ask for it.
I was- yeah,
Deal
you-
with what you got.
You ask for as much as you
It
can.
was all, and usually again, and following along with that traditional model again, and it's slightly different than what a normal indie filmmaker would think of, even if I do across both spectrums. I try to look at everything that's handed to me before I say, yes, I could work on this or build you a budget with a line producer. Is this a commercial property that I'm comfortable enough selling? Is this a commercial property that I'm comfortable enough building a budget for? Or whether it's my money, chasing the money for it, putting the first money in, which is an important term that I will express later on, because I'm sure the question will come up, and so on, and moving from there. So I use kind of that traditional model.
Yeah.
And don't hate me, I'm still indie.
I'm kind of like Manny, except I'm a creative producer, so I'd actually be on your set.
He's my dad.
But the deal is, the deal is, my job as a creative producer, or any producer, I think, is, so Damien's my director on Face of Fear. My job is to support him in telling the story. So where do you start? Well, do what you love. If you're not doing what you love, if the story isn't what you love, forget it. I was just telling them I walked away from a $40 million film from a distributor who wanted me to do it because didn't want to do that film, and it was like physically cost me, but because I knew what I want to do with my life, that's where you start. The next thing in the process is the story. You start with the script, okay? And what you need to learn how to do is stop looking at it as a director, actor, whatever. Look at it as a business person, literally have a script just to do the budget from. Right across it. Circle every prop, every location, whatever. Then you make a budget. You have to do a budget first. You can't just go crowdsourcing, as we were saying earlier. Just don't go to Kickstarter first until you've done your homework. It's all about before. If you want to be successful, do the before work. Okay, you budget, you schedule before you budget. Sorry, I jumped on the scheduling. You have to schedule first, then you budget, and then you can talk about going out and getting finances. So how your budget matters goes. Now, we won't be able to tell you everything that we know that you probably want. I will put some links for you up on my Face of Fear webpage, so don't panic. But let me give you 2 resources right off the bat as far as this goes, aside from the software. Michael Weezy Press, MWP.com. They have a book that is exactly what they're talking about. And Michael's a friend of mine. He makes good stuff. Focal Press is also good, but Michael Weezy is for its practical application. Go on his website because he has free, you don't have to pay for it, say it again, free budgets for every category. No money, little money, $5 million, whatever. Free resources. The other one is if you're going to be doing this stuff, you need to know about Bizline and Variety. You have to be reading Variety and Hollywood Report every single day.
Or Deadline.com.
Or Deadline.com. But Variety has a business. There's just their main business, not the rag. Called Bizline. What Bizline is about for $40, if you want to know how much it costs Mel Gibson and company to do The Patriot, you put in The Patriot, you pay $40 and you get the whole printout of all the information. Fine. So if you're doing a horror film, find a horror film that's very much like yours, download it, and there's half your homework. Okay? Does that make sense? And I think that's where there's more, we'll try to answer your question, but I think if I was to say one thing to you, and especially the 3 budgets, I really, I actually got to beta the Excel sheet for that, which is free on Michael Weezy Press. Did I say that again? Michael Weezy Press. It's free download, and you can plug in your numbers from that, and that's why he put it out there. And so, anyway.